I've talked to most of them. Right? These are the most intense, competitive, hardworking, serious guys you will ever meet, and likely they will change your lives forever. Because out of all the coaches that I've ever had, youth to college, right, every one of them I still thank when I see them every day, because they changed my life. But I would also say, young men, right, that these coaches are as competitive as one could ever be. Right? And tonight, right, what we owe the Hall of Fame, right, is the great character and sportsmanship that we're going to show all weekend long, because we are on the grounds of the Hall of Fame. And here's what every coach, I'm going to ask you to do right now, is walk across the aisle and hug up your fellow coach. Find a coach and hug him up if you don't mind. Here we go. Hug him up, shake his hand. Here we go. Thank you. You got it? Hug him up. You got it. Here we go. That's it. Look at that. Man, I've never seen that before. Look at that. That's awesome. All right, coaches. Coaches, sit down now. Right? Sit down. And now, young guys and parents. Right? Young guys and parents. All right, listen up. Young guys and parents and everybody. So, if our coaches can hug up another coach, right, and they can show this great sign of sportsmanship, there is nobody here that doesn't want you young men to play really hard, or you parents to win. But I will tell you, there's going to be only a few winners on Sunday, and everybody else will walk away with a great experience. So I will ask every athlete and every parent that if our coaches can show that sportsmanship, I know all weekend long we can do the same. And what we don't do here at the Hall of Fame Academy is we don't root, right, against injury. We don't root for kids to get hurt, and we certainly, right, don't root, right, our kids on to do anything less than play a great game of football. Everybody got me on that? Does everybody got me on that? Thank you, thank you. So now, to help that, I'm going to bring up our head referee for a few minutes. Come on up really quick. And we're going to bring up Craig Griffin. Craig, come on up. And guys, this is our head referee. He's got some of the great referees around the country who have done games at the highest level. And as you guys will see over the weekend, right, this referee team is top-notch, and they come from the best colleges and bowl games. And they are here tonight because they're also part of the game, and we owe them a big round of applause. And I know before Mr. Griffith says a few words is this, right? When the game is over, right, as we just talked about, they're part of the game, right? So we got to respect them as well. There's a call I promise you will not like this weekend. But I would also promise you there is no conspiracy against one team, one state, one population, right? They're doing the very best they can, right, in a fast-moving game. Give it up for Craig Griffin. Here you go.
Thanks, Rich. I guess we got to get comfortable, so we're going to walk back down here. We're not used to being clapped for. You know, nobody claps for referees, okay? So for us to be comfortable up here, when we walk up here, I want the loudest boo that you guys can give us, and then we'll feel comfortable, okay? Okay, I'm sure you guys will get your chance tomorrow and Saturday and Sunday, okay? But, you know, it's really exciting to be part of this. You know, Rich says I'm the head referee. I don't referee anymore. I came off the field, and what I do now is I assign officials for 2 NCAA college conferences, and I have some officials that have decided to come work for you guys. You know, I got guys right here. Tony Maldovan, he'll be one of the head referees, wears the white hat. Tony just got done working the NCAA Division II playoffs. Next guy, Jeff Noggle. Jeff Noggle is a field judge in the Big Ten. Last year he refereed the, I guess it's called the Battle of Bristol. The largest crowd ever to watch a football game in the world, 175,000. Between Virginia Tech and Tennessee. He just got done working a couple weeks ago, the Ohio State-Michigan game. So, my next guy here is Monty Mockler. Monty was a longtime college official, came off the field. He's one of my assistants during the regular season. Monty will be over at the Massillon Indoor Facility making sure everything goes well. I'll be at the youth complex there at the Hall of Fame making sure everything goes well. If we just take a look up here, guys, this is some of the officials that you're going to have working your guys' games this weekend. You know, I got 27 college officials. 4 of them work Division I, 5 Division II, and 18 Division III. I have 1 official that's in the NFL developmental program, probably be in the NFL hopefully in a few years. You know, 1 official. How many of you guys watched the Army-Navy game last week? A lot of snow and stuff, okay? Well, he was just getting used to it. He worked last week in the snow, and now he's going to be working your guys' games this weekend, okay? If you guys make it to the championship round on Sunday at Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium, the officials that you guys will have, like the crew, will have 13 bowl, NCAA bowl experience. That they've worked 13 games. They've worked conference championships in the Big Ten Conference, in the Mid-American Conference, in the American Athletic Conference. You can see all the bowl games that they've worked. We've got many guys that's worked the state high school playoffs. My point to you guys is we've got some of the best officials in the United States working your youth games this weekend. Okay, does that mean that we're going to get every call right? Absolutely not. We're human, we're going to make mistakes, but like Rich just said, it's all about sportsmanship, and we're all in this thing together, okay? So from the officiating standpoint, we want to wish you guys the best of luck, and just remember this. Studies show that 98.7% of the time, the right team wins the game, and we're not really part of that, okay? So, best of luck, guys.
Let's give him a hand, everybody. Hey, way to make him feel at home. There we go. There we go. Good job. Good job. All right, guys. Hey, we're going to do one more thing before we introduce our keynote. Hey, for you young men, this is one of your first showcase events in the country. And at the Pro Football Hall of Fame, we run testing, showcase, and development events. And we've talked all along about why this is the biggest showcase. So I've got another individual that I'm going to introduce in a few minutes. His name is Gary Howard. He was the biggest college scout in America, ran the biggest college scouting department in America, and he left all that to join the Pro Football Hall of Fame. And the reason why he's here is there's 2 reasons. The first one is we do the national 8th grade list every year for the top 250 8th graders, right? And that's a list that gets sent to the colleges. You guys quiet it down pretty much on that. I like that. It's important, right? That we start looking at everybody, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade as to who's coming up that pipeline. And by the time you're in 8th grade, the colleges want to know who the first 250 kids are, because a lot of those kids are getting offered early, freshman, sophomore year. So Gary Howard runs the national recruiting for the Pro Football Hall of Fame. He's going to come out. But the second thing as to why he does that, that's right, is we run, right, the nation's most elite football academy called the Pro Football Hall of Fame Academy, and we invite those kids, the very best at 7th, 6th, and 5th, to train with us every summer. So Gary's list, he's going to tell you about the scouting that he does and the app that he uses. For all that, we're going to take a look at the Pro Football Hall of Fame Academy. Here's how the nation's top 8th grade quarterback and running back trained with us last summer at the Pro Football Hall of Fame Academy. The Pro Football Hall of Fame Academy was created for the nation's best, the nation's hungry, and the next generation of playmakers. Those athletes have an ambition for excellence. So we created a special place for them to train. After training more than 1,000 Division I and NFL athletes over the past 15 years and running the nation's biggest showcase events, our team of NFL coaches have the unique chance to study football success at all levels. From the nation's top middle schoolers to 4- and 5-star prep athletes to NFL prospects and even Hall of Famers. So we created a special place where we could produce the best through the new football curriculum and world-class training. Our special curriculum features 22 hours of career-changing football. And over those 22 intense hours, we test, train, and showcase our special athletes like nowhere else ever created. The new curriculum is found in Canton, Ohio, at the home of the Pro Football Hall of Fame Academy, part of the emerging $800 million world-class football training complex. Called the most inspirational place on earth, Canton was built for the best, from the Gold Jacket Hall of Famers to the NFL's top draft choices, to our Academy athletes who are invited to train with us every summer. But the Academy's DNA is our world-class master coaches from the NFL ranks, Hall of Famers, sports scientists, and nationally renowned trainers who have reimagined the future of football training at every position. This new training paradigm focuses on the entire athlete over a 12-month cycle and also embraces parents to become experts in the latest on athlete development through parent-only breakouts while in camp. We start with world-class testing to understand your physical and football ability against where you stand by age and position against the other top athletes across the country. Our 25 data points that we collect help us break your game down to better understand your strengths and areas for improvement. We then provide world-class training by our NFL coaches to make you better technical football players through on-field sessions and classroom work. Improving and refining your skill is the biggest difference we can impact. We then test your football IQ with the latest technology to understand how you process the game of football, an undervalued skill today that is another difference maker in your journey. We then invite the nation's top recruiters from the college ranks in the NFL to evaluate each athlete and provide an assessment. Gary Howard, the nation's top college scout, leads our scouting team. Our 100 top middle schoolers who attend the academy make the 8th grade list, providing 250 colleges every summer. But for every athlete, the academy does not stop when you leave camp. Our detailed reports provide you with areas of improvement and a take-home training program provides you with a year-round plan to be great. For those athletes on a special football journey, we built a special place just for you. We hope you answer the call to the hall this summer to train with us and accept one of the limited spots available. This is Ray Lewis that you're going to talk to in about 30 seconds. Here he is. Here's Ray Lewis.
Gio, how you doing? How you doing? I'm doing good, man. How old are you? 9. You're 9. Well, congratulations because you're the first person that we're picking to come to the Hall of Fame. You're so welcome, man. You be good, and I'll see you soon, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Oh, yes. Hey, what's up? Who just told you? Ray Lewis.
So, ladies and gentlemen, our next guest, before you hit our gold jacket, is our national scout who puts that 250 top kids of 8th grade together for the colleges and the selector for our Pro Football Hall of Fame Academy. Give it up, Gary Howard.
All right. It is great to see you guys. First of all, I just want to say something real quick that I am very honored to be here. I actually had a couple of things, I had a chance to take part in 2 things that really kind of set the stage for where we are today. A couple of years ago, you guys heard from George Barris from the Hall of Fame. A couple of years ago, Rich McGinnis introduced me to George, and they asked me to pull something together, and George and I had a meeting, and he said, Gary, we want to pull 44 of the top high school freshmen, and we want to bring them together, and we want to bring them to the Philadelphia Eagles complex, and we want to teach them on off-the-field education. They were already phenomenal players as freshmen. All of these boys started on varsity as freshmen, were probably the best players in their high school. So this meeting in Philadelphia, I got to spend time with George for a few days. We went up there. In 10 days, we selected 44 of the best players. Those players today are Dorian Thompson-Robinson going to UCLA, Buki Hiles that goes to IMG Academy, Brevin Jordan going to Miami. All these players were the best players in their school. They wanted to teach them how do you act in your school if you're the best athlete and you're only a freshman. How do you stay ahead of your grades and how do you become eligible with the NCAA? And we had NCAA representatives there. How do you treat the media when you're the one that everybody wants to talk to after a football game's over? And that was kind of the beginning of how this all started to come together. I then had a second opportunity to have a meeting with the gentleman that you saw knocking on the doors. Rich and I had a meeting with David Baker, the president, George Veras, and they said to us, they said, Gary, we want to own the education of football and protect the game that we love from cradle to Canton, and we want you to lead that for us. So I made a decision to then come over to the Hall of Fame and be the National Scouting Director, and this is the first time ever in the history of events that I've covered for 17 years that we have now brought an evaluation, a training, and education element to all of the events that we do, the showcase events that we do, and you're going to see how it all comes together. And you're at the first one this weekend, so congratulations for being here, okay? So with that, I talked to several of your coaches today. We started to try and identify top players that were, and we're going to be watching you all weekend, okay? But I want to kind of bring you behind the scenes and let you know what we do with scouts as we're watching you. There are a lot of different points that an athlete goes through. If you're a running back, we look at certain things. If you're a linebacker, we look at certain things. If you're a quarterback, we learn certain things. And we're gonna follow you, and then we're gonna guide you on how to get better through the Hall of Fame Academy, which is not just a camp. You're looking at people that have done this forever and that are gonna train you in the way that you need to be trained, and it is a true movement. We are going to change youth football forever. We are going to protect the game that we all love, but let me take you behind the scenes and show you how we're going to follow you guys this weekend. Hi, I'm Gary Howard, the National Scouting Director for the Pro Football Hall of Fame Academy and the Hall of Fame National Youth Football Championships. As a former high school coach for 15 years and a 17-year national scout in the college football industry, it's great to be part of the Hall of Fame Academy. The Academy manages the nation's top events that involve testing, training, showcasing from the cradle to Canton. The National Football Championship that you are playing in is a showcase event. Let's take a look at how we're going to track the athletes throughout this event. First, let's take a look at your event. Then we will select the team. This step allows us to select any player on the roster. Under the profile, we can take a headshot, rank a player, and look at their measurables. Here we have the ability to take notes on an athlete. In the media section, a photo, video, and a voice memo can be taken. Our final step will be to show the player has been evaluated, tracked, and stored into our system.
And that's the app, that's the recruiting app that we're going to use. That's right, yep. And we used it all throughout the regionals, all of our scouts, try to look at every game. We try to shoot some games. We ask video from you guys as well. And that is part of this weekend, is seeing the best kids on the best teams and see where the football world is going. Ladies and gentlemen, I've got a great privilege to announce our Gold Jacket guest speaker tonight. He's a Hall of Fame athlete that I loved watching when I was young, as one of the first great defensive backs, maybe the great cover guy, first defined as the best all-around defensive back in football. He was a 9-time Pro Bowler in 1980, right? He was named part of the All-Decade team. He was a Super Bowl champ. He played in the NFL for 14 years with the New England Patriots and the Oakland Raiders. He was named, along with his teammate Lester Hayes, as the best defensive tandem in the history of the NFL. And before I introduce him, here's a quick video.
I love the game of football. I loved it. I reverenced it. And I really appreciated it. And I knew to be a good player at that game, I had to work hard. I had to understand what 100% was all about. And I had to understand that goal kept moving higher. So you young people, set your goals high. You know it can happen for you. Remember, there are no limits.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the Pro Football Hall of Fame, class of 1997, Mike Haynes.
Thank you. San Diego over here somewhere? All right. It's not that I have a favorite or anything. First, let me start by saying that congratulations to everybody here. Parents, thank you for making this an important issue for your kids. I've been in the last 6 weeks. 6 weeks ago, I was in Hong Kong. Guess what? They play football in Hong Kong. I found out last year I was in Mexico City. They play football in Mexico, and Mexico is represented. But let me say this. I want to say I don't really speak a lot of Spanish, but I do know this word, lo siento. You understand me? You guys from Mexico, you feel me. I just said, I'm sorry. You know, you're here. And I hope you will leave here feeling like it was all worth it. Win or lose, everybody here has had a great season. All right? Win or lose. Now, they asked me to talk a little bit about character and about teamwork. And I'm gonna talk a little bit about it, but not an awful lot. I know you guys are tired, been traveling. I've been traveling too. I know your parents are probably saying I need to get my kid to bed here soon. Most colleges are looking for talented players. The game has changed. It's not played the same today as it was played in the old days. And people have to get a lot smarter in how they train. And this academy is opening the door for fresh ideas and thoughts that are universal, that people around the country can learn different things in a unique way that is safe. A safe way to learn about the game. One of the things that we also know about football, you can get a great education if you're good at this sport. And I'm hoping, parents, that that's really why you're here with your kids, because you know that this is a good opportunity for them to get a great education. One of the things that we found out just last week is that you may not get a D1 scholarship to go to college, but that doesn't necessarily mean you won't play college football. The Heisman winner, Baker Mayfield, didn't get a D1 scholarship to Oklahoma. He walked on. But guess what he did? He had the grades to get into school. Okay? Got a little shout out for the grades. So, parents, if you want to take your kids to camps, I endorse that. I didn't do that with my kids, and I regret it. My son, who's now a freshman at Boston College, he didn't go to a lot of camps. My other son, who's 13, we're going to be taking him to a lot of camps, because the main reason is colleges don't necessarily know about every kid that plays this sport. But if a kid goes to their camp and looks them in the eye and says, "Coach, thank you, I had a great time at your camp," that kid might get the coach's attention. But here's the other thing. You're going to have to take your kids to different kind of camps. My recommendation is you take them to math camps, writing camps, reading camps, science camps. Wait a minute. I thought those boos were only for the referees. No? Well, I'm here to tell you guys, if you want to have a full life, a great life, you're going to have to learn the things that are going to carry you through that life. You're going to live a long time, guys. You're going to live a long, long time. How many of you guys know what the average NFL career is? How long do you think it is? Right here. 14 years. What do you think? Yeah. 10 years. How about somebody from San Diego? 3 years. The average NFL career, I hope you're sitting down, it's 2.5 years. 2.5 years. So I want you to think about that. Your football career, if you're fortunate enough to get to the NFL, if you're fortunate enough to get a college opportunity to play, if you're fortunate enough to play on your high school team, none of that is guaranteed. But if you're fortunate enough to get to the NFL, just remember that the average career is 2.5 years. So how old will you be? Yeah, you will be about 24 years old. 24. Okay? So I'm just telling you, don't put all of your eggs in the basket of football. Don't do that. But here's another thing I want you to do, is I want you to realize there's a ton of opportunities in football other than being a player. You can be a coach. You can be a broadcaster. You can do camps like this. You can be an engineer. You can be a doctor. You can be in finance. You can be in law. Who's saying no? So the kids who are saying no, what is it that you want to be? Okay, all right. Okay, let's just say maybe you're fortunate to be like me. I played 14 years in the National Football League. 14 years. Seems like a long time when you're your age. But let me tell you, when my NFL career was over, I was still a young man. Yeah, I wasn't 24. I was a little older than that, all right? I was like 37. But guess what, guys? How many more years of life do I have? A lot. You guys might say, well, maybe he's going to live to be 80. Maybe he's going to live to be 90. My goal is to live to be 125. So if my goal is to live to be 125, at 50, is that too late to go back to college? It's not, all right? The most important thing is, I want you to understand that you guys are born here, you're going to pass away somewhere out here. Your football career is going to end right here. You're going to have a lot of life left to live, no matter how much money you have. Okay? So I want to make sure I get that message through to the parents. So parents, please take them to these math camps, science camps, and other things. All right? Please do that.